Welcome to the next part of this video. So in this part I will show you how you can perform test of association between survival time and covariates, and I will also show you how you can export all of your estimates to a dataset. So let's get it started. So let's look onto the ADT Adam time to event dataset again. So here basically we want to know that does age group has any effect on survival time. Because of different age group, does the survival time basically varies. We are interested to know that, and similarly, we also want to know for the sex that does sex has an effect on survival time, or because of sex, uh, does basically the survival time varies. So we basically interested to know that. So in order to test that, you need to write an test statement here, and here you need to specify the covariates. So here our covariate is age group and sex. And here another thing you have to keep in mind: in test statement you must have to use specify the numeric form of your covariates. Here basically the procedure doesn't support the character variable in this statement. So here we specify the numeric form, and now let's run it and let's see what we get, what that test result is telling us. So this is the result we get from the test of association between survival time and covariates. And so this is the result from Wilcoxon test. So here the p-value for age group is 0.0016, which is basically lower than 0.05, and which is telling basically that age group has an effect on survival time. So basically because of age group, the survival time might vary. So it can impact the survival time, the age group. On the other hand, the p-value for sex is 0.4424. So it's basically telling it's basically greater than 0.05. So it's telling that sex has basically no effect on survival time, and because of basically sex, the survival time doesn't vary significantly because of different gender. So, however, similarly, we get the test of associations result for log rank test by log rank test. This is the result from log rank test, and the log rank test result is also telling exactly the same thing for age group and sex. So this is our result, and now we get to know that age group has an effect on survival time. On the other hand, sex has no effect on survival time. Now we want to export our survival estimates to a dataset. So how can we do that? So in order to get your survival estimates to a SAS dataset, you need to write an statement which is out serve statement, and here with an equal sign you need to specify the output dataset name on which you want to get the survival estimates. So let's name it serve estimate. So in this serve est dataset underscore serve est dataset, we will get the survival estimates. So let's run it and see. Everything is fine in the log, and here we get the dataset in work library. So this is the survival estimates we get. Here is the for drug A the survival estimates, and for placebo this is the survival estimates, and also the confidence interval 95% lower and upper confidence interval. So now we get the survival estimates to a data set. Now we also want to get the covariance matrix. We also to a data set. We want to get the covariance matrix between survival time and covariates to a data set. So in order to get that, you need to write the out test statement, and with an equal sign you need to specify the output dataset name on which you are going to get the covariance matrix. So let's name it covmat. So here in covmat we are going to get the covariance matrix between survival time and covariates. So everything is fine in the log. So here in covmat dataset we get the covariance matrix. So basically here we can see one thing, that the relation between aval and age group it's negative. So there is slightly negative relation between survival time and age group, and in the test of association we have seen that age group has an effect on survival time, and here we can see in covariance metric that basically the relation between them is negative. So it basically we can assume one thing, that when the for age group is higher, it will basically lower the survival time, and from the test we see that age group has an effect. So for the higher age group it will affect negatively the survival time. So when the age group is higher, it might lower the survival time, and on the other hand SAS has no effect on survival time, we have seen from the test of association. So this is the covariance matrix dataset. Now we also want to export the product limits estimates to a dataset. So how can we do that? With an ODS output statement, we can export the product limit estimates to a dataset. So basically, the ODS output statement, it's a global statement. You can write it inside the PROC step, or you can write it in even the outside or anywhere. However, so uh, with an ODS statement, we want to export the product limit estimates to a dataset. So we need to write here the product keywords to export the product limit estimates. The keyword is product limit estimates. So and with an equal sign you need to reference the output dataset on which you want to get the product limit estimates. So let's name it PLEST. So in PLEST dataset we will get the product limit estimate. Everything is fine in the log. So here in PLEST dataset we get the product limit estimates. So this is the product limit estimates, or you can say the Kaplan Meier estimates or survival estimates for drug A, and this is for placebo. So we get our product limit estimates or survival estimates, the Kaplan Meier estimates to a dataset. Now we also want to get the sensor summary information to a dataset. So in order to get the sensor summary, the keyword is sensor summary, and here with an equal sign we need to specify the output dataset name. So let's name it sensor sum, and we also want to get the mean information to a dataset. So for that the keyword is means, and the output dataset, let's name it mean. So now we also want to get the quartiles information to a dataset. the quartiles point estimates to a data set. So for that, the keyword is quartiles, and here we reference the output data set name. Let's name it quartile. So let's run it and see how this data set is look like. So here, so everything is fine in the log, and here we get all of our required data set. So this is the sensor summary data set. So here for drug A, we can see that total number of subject 19, 11 events, 8 sensors. So here we get the summary of sensor and uncensored observations, or summary of sensor and events. And here in the mean data set, we get the mean information. We get the mean survival time for patient treated with drug A, and mean survival time for patient treated with placebo, along with the standard error. Also here in the quartiles data set, we get the quartiles point estimate. This is basically the first quartile for drug A. This is the second quartile or median. This is the third quartile. These are the point estimate. And this is for placebo treated patients. The quartile point estimates are these. Now basically what the quartile point estimate is telling us. So let's consider for placebo. Basically for placebo treated patients, basically their survival time is below the 20% patients or subjects treated with placebo, their survival time is below 32, and another 20% patients treated with placebo, their survival time is between 32 to 59.500, and another 25% is between 77 to 59, and 50% subjects survival time is below 59.500. So this way basically that quartile information, basically the point estimates, is we can interpret it this way. However, now we also want to get the test of associations between survival times and covariates p-value, the p-value from the test of associations. So how can we get that? So let's say we want to get the p-value from Wilcoxon test. So for that we need to write the keyword is for that will uni chi-square. So it will gives the p-value from the Wilcoxon test for the test of association between survival times and covariates. And let's write reference the output dataset name will p-val, and also we want to get the p-value from log rank test. So let's look for the keyword to get the p-value from log rank test is log uni chi-square. So here we get the chi-square value as well as the p-value basically. However, let's name the output dataset name here. Let's name it log p-val. So here in this dataset we will get the p-value. So everything is fine in the log, and here the will p-val, here we get the p-value from test of association from the Wilcoxon test. So the test of association between survival time and covariates p-value, this is the p-value between survival time and age group, this is the p-value for for test of association between sex and survival time. So this is the for the p-value from log rank test. So that's all. And another thing, if you can basically export a lot of estimates to a data set, a lot of information to a data set. Let me show you from the SAS documentation what are the keyword available that you can use to export some information to a data set. So you need to go here the ODS tables names. So these are the basically keywords. You can use this keyword to get these kinds of information basically. So the sensor summary keyword is used to get the sensor summary information. Here is the basically description. They basically specify that using this keyword what kinds of information you can export to a data set, and these are the key requirement to export this information to a data set. This basically this statement you must have to be used to get or to export these kinds of information to a data set. So these are the requirement to get to export uh, something using the keyword. So these are the keywords available in PROC LifeTest procedure. You can use any one of them, or you can use what things you are interested to export. Here are the all available keywords. So that's all for today, and I hope this video will help you. Thank you for watching.